So today is finally the day where I'm gonna install this transmission. It finally came back from P&L. I got the invoice right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the STI. I'm really excited because I got the longer gears and as well as brand new synchros for everything. Because if you guys saw the last video, pretty much everything from second and up was giving, and third gear was completely gone. So I'm really excited on that. So hopefully I got the core rolls on. I got the modelos on deck aquí. So let's get to it. We already got the cub with me. There's currently no transmission mount on it. That way we can actually grab onto it and chuck it in there. Now we just need to get it underneath the car and jack it up, and
here we go.
Here we go. If you guys are wondering, I never really showed them on the channel, but right here's my fuel lines. You go all the way up. My shifter linkage, as well as the twin disc clutch right there. Now we got the kit, bringing the transmission over here. Modelo time, fool. We just got the transmission in. Modelo check, Dad. Where's it at? Mira nomás.
Modelo time.
Modelo time, fool. All right, so we just got the transmission in. Since I have the solid motor mounts on this car, it's really difficult to install it because you want the motor to tilt that way because you don't have a lot of space in the transmission tunnel to install the transmission. So we had to jack up the front end of the motor to kind of tilt it a little bit. We loosened the motor mounts that did that. And then I just need to install the slave cylinder as well as full exhaust with the wastegates, dump tubes, and any finish installing the starter and some other mounts and drive lines, stuff like that. It should be fairly easy, and the AOS as well. Should be fairly easy, but we're just taking, like I said, a Modelo break. But it's definitely coming along. We definitely got the hardest part out of the way, which is installing that transmission, because that thing I hate installing transmissions on my car just because of the solid motor mounts. Slave cylinder on, as you guys can see. Pretty self-explanatory. You put that on this bracket to convert it to the push style. This STIs come stock with a pull style, so that's why if you look at it right now, if you're a STI owner, definitely looks a little bit weird, but it's all good. I'm gonna test it, see if it all works out. Just hooked it all up. I didn't open up any lines, so I should retract it back. We're solid. And if you guys are wondering, that this is what controls my boost. So I believe that's 50% throttle. And right there's like my pump gas. Right there's my kill pump gas. And if you want to get really rowdy, the gap sauce, put it to 11. What do you guys think? Check out the new fit. This light is honestly really cool. Shout out to Benny. He's the one that hooked it up for me. And it's really helped out a lot, just especially when we're working underneath the car and you're trying to get like a light, something like this. I mean, something like this will work, but definitely something like this. I mean, you look like a complete idiot while using it, I'm not gonna lie, but it works and I love it. So I highly recommend it. Now that we know that the clutch is all working, I'm going to go ahead and hook up all the harness for the transmission, as well as get some transmission mounts and maybe the pitch stop mount as well. All hooked up, that way the transmission is fully supported. And then after that, probably gonna do some exhaust work. Really not a whole lot to do after that. Obviously put on the AOS, axles, and stuff like that, but really, I feel like it's a lot faster doing this. I just hate putting in the transmission in my car. These 4 holes right here for the transmission mount. So just pay attention because this side is kind of off skewed. So when you install your transmission mount, just be aware of that. And this one, you need to take off the bushings from the actual mount for them to fit, because there's no way you're gonna tighten this bolt right here with this in the way. So just be aware of it. And as soon as we get that on, we're gonna install the cross member across to support the tranny, drive line, and exhaust. And we'll start doing a couple 6K or 8K launches. You heard that, buddy? You make some boost. We're slowly running out of parts over here on the side, which means we're almost done. Now it's time to get this thing on. And then the drive line, the carbon fiber drive shaft. We got the full exhaust on. Don't mind the coolant right here. Just typical Subaru shit.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
The carbon fiber drive shaft is in. Clearanced it a little bit more in the back here. I'll show you guys. Like right there is a pretty close edge. It's not gonna hit, but I just wanted a little bit more clearance because I don't want it hitting. But other than that, it doesn't really rub anywhere else. Pretty nice fit. Everything is ready to go down here. Right here's the wideband that goes directly to the ECU. So I'm no longer using the O2 sensor right here. We're bypassing that and plugs in right there. Like I said, don't mind the coolant, just typical Subaru shit.
When you're not really fine.
If you guys are wondering what oil I'm gonna be running, it's kind of weird. It's like this oil that's in a plastic bag. I've never seen it before, but it's M's Oil Severe Gear Oil 7590. So if you were towing, obviously we're gonna be towing. Well, the car is gonna be towed. Well, for sure. Severe terrain. Well, it is a rally car. Severe temp. Well, it is a Subaru, so it does overheat all the time. So this is definitely the oil for the car. If you guys have a rotating setup like I do, when you fill up the transmission, it's kind of like a pain. So definitely, this was like $5 or something like that over at AutoZone. Definitely worth the $5. You're not gonna burn your hand if you're doing it while the motor is hot. As you can see, it's like right in between the low and the full. And I'm gonna guess that, well, since it is a bone dry transmission, it's probably gonna take another quart. But we'll add a little bit more until it's full, and then we'll turn it on, put it in first gear, just chill up here, and see how it goes. And check the fluid again, make sure it's topped off. Don't really want to blow up this transmission. It was kind of expensive. See if it runs. This is literally the first time I'm gonna try and start it. Oh my God. I am in just lost for words. It's always satisfying to know that after you're done with this huge project of this, like when you turn over the key for the first time and it starts right up, that's just the most satisfying thing to me. So I'm so happy. It's crazy. Here, we'll do it again. That's neutral. That's fourth. See, it's a very short throw compared to third, which is a little bit longer. Fourth is like barely even move it. Compared to second, it's a longer throw. And sixth is longer than fourth. That's kind of weird. And you're not, you said it's not rubbing anywhere?
No. Not down here.
So right now we're just testing to see if the transmission actually works. We're in third gear right now. Pop it into fourth. It did. Yeah. It went in further. It just needed that.
It was, the gears weren't aligned up.
Yeah. Okay, so we're totally fine. Woo! I thought we were gonna have to pull out the transmission again.
Yeah, right.
Finally off jack stands, boys. Finally off jack stands. It's on its own weight. Hasn't been on its own weight in a while. As you saw, the motor was running perfectly just fine, so I'm super excited about that. Now the only thing left to do is just really get the bumper on and start driving the hell out of it now. Yeah, she's done, boys. She is done. I'm so happy. Salud.
Salud for the transmission.